my topic today is squeeze. I want you guys to squeeze every ounce of juice out of your appearances as possible.
Said, let me introduce the next guy. His name's Kyle Whissel, the #1 broker in San Diego, California, per the Wall Street Journal, #6 in all of California, does over 300 deals a year. Bon rated him the #1 video influencer in the entire country, absolutely crushing it, and he's got a pretty raw style about him. So let's bring him on stage, Kyle Whissel. Clicker here.
All right, sweet. All right, so I just put this deck together for you guys. I know this room, some of you guys are completely brand new to the American Dream. Some of you guys, like myself, have been on the show for, Craig, when did we start? It's like 5 years ago? 3 years ago? 2013, all right. So my goal today is to kind of start wide and just kind of give you a little bit of surface level stuff. And then as we work through it, I'm gonna get a little bit deeper. And what I wanna start out with is just, why are you guys part of this show? The reason you guys are part of this show is video rules the world right now. So does anybody wanna take a guess how many videos are viewed on an average day on YouTube? 5 billion plus videos per fucking day. One day, 5 billion videos are watched on YouTube every single day. You guys want to take a guess on what it is on Facebook? Video views now, I don't know if that's a 3-second view, a 10-second view, or how long, but this is the most current stat I could find. And now keep in mind, they have not updated this. This stat's a few years old, so it's probably exponentially larger. But what do you guys want to guess on Facebook? 8 billion, and that's as of 2015. That's the most recent stat I could find. Think about where that's at today. You're probably 20, 30 billion views a day. And so you guys are here, you're in the right room. You guys get it. Video is where the eyeballs are, and we want to put our content in front of those eyeballs. And so you guys are all aligned with Craig, with Seth. I mean, this show is absolutely amazing. It's done a ton of stuff for our business. And so I want to kind of share our video journey with you guys and why we've done all of this stuff. Video has gotten to the point where literally today, if the Titanic sank, like this is what would happen. People would literally be... They'd literally be dying, Facebook living, and now some of these guys are Facebook Live because it's sideways, some of them are vertical, so they're Instagram Live. But this is what it would look like today. I mean, literally, somebody gets in a fight, nobody's going in there trying to break up their fight. They're trying to get their camera out as fast as they can to record the fight. Like, that's just the society that we live in today. Then that's the society we live in. Let's take advantage of it. Let's really go all out with video. Craig has played this video. Craig, hopefully you haven't played this yet today. This is like your favorite video in the world. Is it cool if I play it? Okay. Gary Vaynerchuk, huge idol of mine. Craig's gotten to meet him. I've gotten to meet him. Amazing dude. This video really started us on our video journey. So I'm going to play this video, and then we'll go from there.
People continue to put out content that is in high percentage in their best interest and not in the value of the end user. I am still baffled by why the real estate industry on an individual broker level does not realize that they need to become the digital mayor of their town. And what I mean by that is the #1 blueprint that fundamentally, look, you're gonna be here the whole time and you're gonna get a lot of good content from a lot of people. You're gonna hear a couple of nuggets from me. A lot of them move the needle a little bit. A lot of them move the needle a little bit. You might sell 2 more homes, 4 more homes. To fundamentally change your business where you go from where you are now to 5, 10, 20x the revenue and volume, you have to make dramatic changes. And that dramatic change sits in the form, and here it is. Here it is. And by the way, 99% of you are not gonna do anything about what I'm about to say. I'm being very honest with you, because the punchline here is it's hard work. And the reality is that a lot of people are just not willing to put in the work. I mean, that's just the fundamental reality. As a matter of fact, I always think that digital excites people because they think it's scalable. They think like all of a sudden the computer's gonna do the fucking work for them, right? The number one shift that everybody has to do in this room is understand the following statement and understand it cold, not just shake your head when you hear the words coming out of my mouth. The quicker you understand in this room that you are a media company, comma, real estate agent, real estate software provider, whatever you may be, I know that I'm a media company, comma, an agency CEO, a wine retailer. Once you make that shift, everything changes. For example, when you make that mental shift, the content that you put out on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and Instagram and Snapchat fundamentally changes. Right now, what many of you do for a living, you're forced to be in the right hook business. The hell are you gonna put out content-wise, right? When you decide to become the digital mayor of your town, everything fundamentally changes. If you decide that you, not the local newspaper, is going to be the provider of the content of the best restaurants, reviewing the school system, and every other nook and cranny in the 2, 4, 6, and 8 towns that you live in, you fundamentally start bringing value to end users that are intrigued or interested into moving into your town.
So I heard this message, this was approximately 4 years ago. The message completely resonated with me. And we went through a little bit of an analysis of our business. Like Craig said, we've been selling 300-400 homes a year pretty consistently. And we dove in and looked at our numbers. You guys should all know your numbers. You should know everything you spend, every dollar you spend. You should be accounting for all of that stuff. Well, we did 150 listings, and we looked at the average cost per listing between photo and video was about $300. Some of them is a simple photo shoot, we spend $100. Some are crazy elaborate, we spend a couple $1,000. But it averaged out to $300. So I sat there and I was like, all right, $300 a property, 150 properties, that's $45,000. And then a light bulb went off and I was like, $45,000, I could probably hire somebody full time for about $45,000 to do all my photo and video. But now not only are they gonna do my photo and video, they could do whatever the hell else my crazy brain comes up with, because I could have them on staff and I could have them 40 hours a week. So I hired this guy, he's back here. So this is Brian Kochi. And so he's been instrumental in the stuff that we've done with video. So 4 years ago, we hired our first full-time videographer. And Brian and I sat down and we collaborated about some of the ideas. We talked a lot about the stuff Gary talked about in his video about becoming the digital mayor. And we launched our first series. And our first series was called Santee Saturdays. So Santee is the community where we have one of our offices. It's where I live here in San Diego County. And we decided, let's do a show, and we're just gonna interview all of the local business owners. Gary said to do it, let's be the 1% that actually goes out and does it. Let's not be the 99% that just goes in one ear and out the other. So we came out with this first show, and we just interviewed all of the local businesses. Every single week, we did another business. When you do something like a Santee Saturdays, it kind of forces you to come out with a new video every Saturday. It's something I encourage you guys to do. If you think about all of your favorite TV shows, except for Netflix, all of your other favorite TV shows, there's an episode that comes out every week pretty consistently. You want to build that consistency in the video content that you do. So you guys are all doing the American Dream, that's your monthly content, but think about what can you put out on a weekly basis. So this was what we decided, but I've seen a lot of other people do things like the Mortgage Minute Monday, Foreclosure Fridays, Tech Talk Tuesdays, something like that. But come out with a series, something that you can do on a weekly basis, something that you're gonna do consistently. And when you put a name like Santee Saturdays on it, well, you better do a video about Santee every Saturday, otherwise people are gonna be like, what the hell, what's going on? So it's good, it's a little bit of an accountability partner. So we interviewed every business type. We did restaurants, we did gyms, we did accountants, we did insurance people. We literally interviewed every single business owner within the entire city of Santee. And it was great. Every video we did, you guys can see some of the numbers on here. These videos, 14,000 views, 30,000 views, 22,000 views, 8,000 views. I mean, on a weekly basis, getting that kind of attention on you and on your brand is so fucking powerful. And now you guys don't have to go hire somebody like Brian. You guys are part of the show. You guys can do this already on a monthly basis. But these videos, what it did for us is it really put us on the map. Like if there's an area that you guys are trying to farm, an area that you guys are trying to dominate, yes, you can go and you could send a ton of mail and you can go out there and you can door knock, or figure out what works for you. For us, video is what works for us. So we go out and put these videos out in front of our target audience on a weekly basis. And we're not going out there like all the other realtors do, where it's like, hey, I'm standing in front of a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,500 square foot home. Like, nobody wants to see that shit. If you're doing those videos, stop. Nobody wants to see it. It's boring. This is the kind of stuff people want to see. What's going on in the community? What's the hot new restaurant? What's being built here? So we did all these videos. We got over 1 million views on all of these videos, which was awesome. We built up our following massively. One of the mistakes, though, that we learned is we did everything on our real estate page. That is something, when we came out with our second series, which we'll dive into, we did it all on its own page. What we found is people are resistant to like a real estate page sometimes, because they know if they like a real estate page, they're probably going to get fed real estate content. So if you call it something about your community, if we actually just did a Santee Saturdays page, I guarantee you our traction would have been double what we actually got on it. So that was one of the lessons that we learned. The people in the community like this content so much. I've literally got nominated for Person of the Year in Santee. I just got an award for Young Professional of the Year. And I don't know if I'm more excited for the Young Professional part or the award itself, but I'll take it either way. The other things that come from this is you now know every business owner in your entire community. And if you think about it, your business owners are the people that tend to have the most money, and they're the people that tend to have the most connections. Those are naturally the people that we want to have those relationships with. And one of the things when I got to have dinner with Gary last year is we talked about it, and I was like, well, Gary, sometimes I have these videos that have 8,000 views and I have these other ones that have 30. He's like, just keep doing them. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, because you don't need to always appeal to the masses. Sometimes it's just that niche, that person that you put the right message in front of that it connects with. So it doesn't have to always be the most exciting. Just keep putting that content out. And lo and behold, one of the most boring ones we did ended up being one of the highest producing videos ever, because it was on a senior community. And the owner of the senior community appreciated it so much, he listed his $4 million house with me. That's pretty awesome. And so not only can you do business with these business owners, but you can get referrals from them. And more than anything, this stuff established us to where when we do an open house or we do any kind of event in the community, there's 3 things that have to happen before somebody works with you. They got to know you, like you, and trust you, and then they'll actually buy or sell with you. Well, they get to know you in these videos because you get to show some personality. Number 1 thing in video, just be you. Don't try to emulate anybody else, just be you. Because if you put on an image on camera and then they meet you in person and you're somebody totally different than that image, you're fucked. So just stay true to who you are, be you on camera, one of the most important things. So they get to know you on camera. They get to trust you because you're establishing yourself as a community expert. You know everything about the community. And they like you because you're fun and you're showing them all the cool new stuff. You're showing them about the cool new restaurant and stuff that's in town. A couple of the lessons that we learned, and that's one of my goals today, is some of you guys have never done any of this. Some of you guys have been doing it a long time. But one of the most important things is every time you put a video up, you guys want to go in there and click the reactions button up here. So anybody who's hearted it, thumbs up, whatever, any kind of reaction, click that, and then go in and invite them to like your page. This is one of the fastest ways to actually grow your followers, your likes, whatever you want to call it. But every time you do a video, you've got to go in there once a week and go to your videos and click that little button and then make sure to invite everybody one by one by one. This is one of the fastest ways to build a following up to where people are looking at your content on a regular basis. Another thing that you want to do is when you're putting these videos up and people are commenting, you want to comment back every single time. One of the other things that we're starting to do more of is now when somebody comments, comment back, but comment with a question. Try to never answer unless you're asking another question. Because what Facebook sees is they start to see some back and forth engagement on it. They think, oh wow, people are really engaging with this video. It must be really good. Let's show it to more people. So make sure that you're commenting on things. Make sure that you're engaging with people. Try to get conversations happening on these videos. Another little strategy is called bumping, not cocaine, but Facebook. And so if you guys are familiar, you've seen people post bump, like what the hell are they doing? Well, what you want to do, let's say you get 50 comments on a video. I don't want to go respond to all 50 in one day. I'm going to respond to maybe 10 of them today. And then I'm going to come back 2 or 3 days later, respond to the next 10. Come back 2 or 3 days later, respond to the next 10. Because now it starts to see fresh engagement on those videos, and it's going to start rising your videos back to the top. Because now it's saying, wow, people were engaging on this a week ago, and now they're engaging today, and oh wait, 4 days later, people are engaging again. So space it out. Don't just comment back on every single one of them immediately. Just space those out. Do a couple comments here, a couple comments there. It'll keep your videos fresh. Yeah?
Quick question.
Just reply. So because that way that person gets notified that you responded to them. And then you want to, if there's something I learned in sales, it's answer and ask or acknowledge and ask. So whatever they asked, acknowledge it, and then ask a follow-up question on it to keep the conversation going. So if they see that somebody commented and then you commented and they commented and it gets this thread going, that's really good. Facebook loves that.
I wasn't sure if that would bump it or...
I don't think if you put a new comment, I don't think it's going to be as effective as you replying to a comment and then somebody replying to your reply. I think you're going to see more engagement that way. So that series was great. Santee has 55,000 people in it. We did 100 businesses. Got kind of boring. Like when I started interviewing a CPA, bless her heart, she's sweet, but it's boring as hell interviewing a CPA. And so Brian and I decided like, hey, we've got to come up with a new idea. We've got to reinvent ourselves and do something fresh. And so we looked back at all the videos that we had done, and we realized of the 100 videos we've done, the ones with the restaurants always did the best. There's 4 things right now that people love when it comes to social media. It's food, fashion, fitness, and family. So if you scroll through your, if you guys, we're going to talk about influencers a little bit today. Everybody who's an influencer, they're focusing on one of those 4 things. Like that's the content people want right now. So they want to know about restaurants. They want to know how to get skinnier, how to get buff. They want to know about how to take care of their kids. They want to know about what are the Kardashians wearing. Like that's just the shit people follow. Like it or not, it's what it is. So just roll with it. So for us, we chose food because we had evidence that our community loved engaging when we did food videos. And so we decided, all right, let's go all in on food, but now let's bleed out from our one little city of Santee. Let's bleed out to the entire eastern part of San Diego County. So we bled out, our new series was called East County Eats. And so this series was specifically focused on restaurants. And restaurant owners are some of the coolest people in the world. Like nobody gets in the restaurant business to get rich. They get in the restaurant business because they love serving people. They love to make people happy. Well, if you go out there and do a badass video for them, they're gonna wanna make you happy in return. They're gonna refer you a lot of people. So the restaurant owners, we love them. They're really cool people. And the community really, really loved this content. We got over 10 million views on this series so far. One of our videos, this one here, of 3 million organic views without a single penny pumped into it, which is really, really awesome. Some of the things that we learned, this is one of our typical videos, and you'll see we had 14,000 views on this one. But the lesson we learned is it doesn't have to be the overly produced video. It doesn't have to be amazing, gorgeous, or anything like that. Every time we shoot one of these videos, we just take, like while Brian's filming, I'll take my cell phone and just shoot a quick Facebook Live in the background, literally stand over his shoulder. This video and you gotta think, these videos, we gotta set up the thing. We're there at the restaurant for 2 hours filming. They go back and edit it for like 6 or 8 hours, and we put it on Facebook, put a few bucks behind it to get traction on the full video that's getting 14,000 views. Or this Facebook Live, 3.6 thousand views with none of that. 10-minute video, behind the scenes, shitty quality, shitty audio, but still had a massive amount of traction. So when you guys are doing your shows on the American Dream, have your assistant, have somebody else do a little behind the scenes footage of it. You'll be amazed at what happens. Do it both with Facebook and Instagram. Another thing that we learned is you don't always have to come up with your own content. You can DJ content. So find good content out there. Like, all right, we're talking about restaurants. Well, here's an article that the local newspaper put out about restaurants. Let's just share that. No money behind it, 3,000 engagements, 124 shares on this. So you want to consistently put content out, but content doesn't have to be content you can create. You could just take other people's content and put it out there. So I encourage you guys to do some of that as well. Another thing that we've learned that's really powerful, if you guys want to get more views on your videos, especially from people that you care about, when you guys are farming or you've got referral partners, you should be putting them in lists on Facebook. So when you guys go and add somebody, click that friend button again, and then come down here to add a list. And so I have a list for my farm, I have a list for my sphere, I have a list for my friends, my family, my referral partners. I have lists for all of those. And so what's cool with Facebook is I can come in here and say, Facebook, just show me my friends list, and then show me only my farm list. And so anytime before I have a video that I'm about to release, I'll go on, look at that list, and I'll comment on everybody's post from the most recent day or two. And so what that does is Facebook sees recent engagement between me and you. So now when I post a video, what's Facebook gonna do? It's going to show it to you, right? Because it sees that we're interacting. So Facebook's like, oh, they're friends. She probably wants to see the video that he just put out. So the day before you guys release a video on your page, go and engage with your target audience. So whether that's your farm, whether that's your referral partners, go and do a little engaging with them. Post some comments. Don't just like. Actually spend 5 seconds and write a comment for them. Another thing is we're evolving the show now. We're coming into our next iteration of it. And one of the things we're doing is every single show we do, I'm bringing an influencer on to guest host with me. And it works out bilaterally because I bring them on, they get exposure to my audience, which the page has like 20,000 likes on it. And now I get to tap into their audience as well. And it's fun to meet these people. Some of them are really normal, some are super quirky. But if you guys are trying to find influencers, the quickest, easiest way to do it is just go on Instagram, up in the search box or on your phone, hit the little magnifying glass, and type in the city. So for example, we're in Carlsbad right now. Type in Carlsbad, and it's going to show you these are all the people. You want to look at top posts. These are top posts because these posts have had the most engagement on them, the most likes, the most comments, the most everything. These are your influencers in your community. Conveniently, look, we got fashion, or we got fitness here, we got fashion here, right? We got food here. Like that's what it is in any community. So you can go and search based on the location, you could search based on a hashtag, but that's the quickest, easiest way to find who the influencers are in your market. Then just go out there and DM them and engage in a conversation and say, hey, we run the show, we get 20, 30,000 views a week. I'd love to have you come on the show and guest host with me. They're like, oh, I can get in front of 20 or 30,000 new people? Fuck yeah. And now you get in front of their audience too. So it's a real cool way to increase your engagement on these things. If you guys have never downloaded, if you're looking for other content ideas, you want to learn from other great video people, make sure you get this guide from BombBomb. They have a real estate video influencers guide. They also have a mortgage influencers guide. So there's tons and tons of content in there from all of the best video practitioners in the industry. So definitely go on there, download it. There's links to their videos. There's how they think about this stuff. There's a lot of really good content in there. What I want to do, I got 5 minutes left, so I'm going to blaze on this. American Dream content ideas. These are some of the things we've done in the past. These are some of the things I would recommend you guys do with your videos moving forward. Do not do videos that are time sensitive. You want to do what's called evergreen content. So you want to record a video that's good today, that's good a year from now, that's good 3 years from now. When you date your content, it's only good for a very short period of time. It doesn't live on. It's not evergreen, right? For like a tree. So some of the ideas, connect with your local dignitaries, your city council people, your mayors, people like that. It's really powerful to have relationships with the people that run the city that you live in. They also can give you a lot of inside information on what's going on in the community that you live in. And when you have that information, again, people need to know you, like you, and trust you. Well, if you've got the insider info on what's happening in the city, it's a pretty cool way for people to know, like you, and trust you. And you're pretty trustworthy when this guy's now the mayor. He was a city council member at the time. Like, they're like, oh, Kyle's got a relationship with the mayor. Like, okay, he's very credible, right? The two things people want in Zillow's study is they want people that are knowledgeable and trustworthy. Like, this creates trust right here. And then the knowledge that he gives me, I get to convey, and that makes me knowledgeable to my consumer. Charities. Molly, I got you, girl. Lock in with your local charities. So this is another thing that's very good. You want to show that you're connected to the community, show that you're doing good things. Like, it's okay. This is one of those, not necessarily bragging, but it's just showcasing the things that you're doing in the community. And people that run nonprofits, if you guys, anybody has experience in the nonprofit world, the people they deal with on a regular basis, these donors tend to be the wealthiest people there are in your community. So these guys are great to connect with. They know everybody who has money, and those are the people that you want to know, and now you've got a relationship with them. Insurance agents, especially you get like your local, like James is my local State Farm guy. Well, he's my local State Farm guy, which means he insures all the houses locally. Well, if he's insuring the houses locally, he knows all of the people that own houses locally. That's somebody I want to have a relationship with. So everything I do with this show, I'm looking at it as relationships. I am doing this for relationships. Any views that I get, any leads that I get, that's icing on the cake. I do this because I want the relationship with these people. This is my way to get in with them. It might be hard to call the mayor and get him to come out for a cup of coffee with me. But if it's like, hey, mayor, I want to have you come on my TV show, it's a little bit easier conversation to have, and then we can build the relationship from there. Financial advisors, these are probably the best guests that you guys can bring on there. So find your local financial advisors, bring them on the show. Let them go on. They feel great. They're like, yeah, I got to sound amazing, and it's going to be so cool. And then they're going to send you all their business. CPAs, logically, they're great. They get to talk to everybody, and people are talking to them, say, I own a house. What should I do? What should I do? You're like, well, you should call Kyle, because Kyle got me on TV, and so I owe Kyle one, and they're going to refer you business that way. Senior communities, this is one we're really starting to specialize in. As the market's starting to shift right now, I do not want to work with a seller who says, well, I'll sell if I get my crazy, ridiculous price. I don't have time for that. I want to work with a seller that has to sell. These people that are moving into senior communities have to sell. So I want relationships with these senior communities around town. And we found the marketing departments at these places are not the strongest. So if we can come in here and help them out with a little marketing, get them some exposure, they're forever grateful for us. Developers and builders. Believe it or not, Craig used to actually come on the show and come interview us back before he was big time. So developers and builders, I mean, come on, that's the most logical thing in the world. You see a big plot of land, find who that developer is, see if they've already got an agent locked up, and then go out there and build that relationship with them. Say, hey, you want to come on TV and talk about your development? Super, super powerful. I'm just going to hit on a couple last things and I'll wrap it. One of the big things, my topic today is squeeze. I want you guys to squeeze every ounce of juice out of your appearances as possible. Don't just let these guys post your video on Facebook and let it die there. You've got to do more with it. You've got to take that content. You've got to repurpose it. So some of the things, like I talked about, Instagram and Facebook Live. When somebody goes Facebook Live, it notifies all of their friends. When somebody goes Instagram Live, it notifies them and it puts a little circle around their face up at the top of the screen. So you want to go live with both of those. And there's no way to do it on a single phone, so we literally got a little stick that holds two phones side by side, and we just go live that way on both of them at the same time. Take your long video and break that up into shorter videos. If you guys follow Gary Vee, he does these hour-long rants, but then there's all these 2 and 3 minute videos that he puts out there. Do the same thing with your content. So take little snippets from your things, make teasers that you can post and say, hey, we're going to be on the air this Sunday at whatever time, and boom, link to it. Take short little clips, and once it's out, take short clips, link them to the full video. Or another one is make little 15-second clips. Take those 15-second clips, put those on your Facebook, your Insta, your Snapchat stories. There's just more ways that you can get content out of that one piece of footage that was shot for you. Another one is quote cards. So that's one where it's kind of got your face blurred out, and then it's got a quote from your video on there. It's another thing that you can do is take your one video, get another piece of content out of that. Just go to our page, our Instagram, you can see those quote cards on there. A couple more things. Instagram TV is starting to finally hit. So when they first came out with it, it was like this distant second platform you had to download. Now when you post on IGTV, it goes right in your Instagram feed. We've started seeing when we post on IGTV as opposed direct to Instagram now, we're getting twice as many views on our content. So we're definitely diving in headfirst on IGTV right now. Every video you do should be a blog post on your webpage. So take that content, it's on YouTube, take it off YouTube and embed it into your page. And then also get your guests to put this content on their page, which is pretty cool. You're going to shoot a video of them, but they're going to put it on their page. They're now advertising you as an expert realtor in the area. And then encourage your guests. Your guests are stupid. Assume they know nothing. You got to tell them what to do. So give them a little graphic. Say, hey, you should put this on your email signature. You should put this on your marketing materials, as seen on, as heard on, so that they know what to do with it. You want to make sure they feel like they got value out of the appearance, that it's not just a video that was on Facebook one time. Last up, a couple tools that you guys can use if you're running ads, and again, I'm out of time, so I'm just going to hit these quick, but we can stay engaged after this. Ad Espresso is an amazing platform if you guys are running ads on Facebook. You can do A/B testing. You could run this picture versus that picture, and then it'll automatically move your money around. It's a really powerful tool if you guys are doing any social advertising. There's an app called Later, which is really cool for Instagram posting because it will allow you to schedule posts. So you could sit down for 10 minutes and schedule posts for the entire week. It's also a hashtag generator. So let's say you want to talk about golf, you type in golf and it gives you 29 other hashtags that are associated with golf, so you don't have to come up with a bunch of them. Jarvee, this is a cool program. If you guys want relationships with influencers, you've got to engage with them. So Jarvee, there's a ton of different things you can do with it, but one of them is you could say, all right, I want to engage with this influencer. Every time they post something, automatically like it. So now your name starts popping up with them regularly. So while you're DMing them, they're seeing that you're liking their content. You could do stuff like that. You can build followers, unfollow people. Super powerful program, but it's one of the quickest ways to grow your Instagram engagement. Trello's really good if you guys are trying to do like any kind of content calendars. It's really good to bounce ideas off of the stuff that you guys are working on. Last page, I promise. ManyChat is a chat bot. So we've definitely experimented with doing chatbot stuff. So we'll post a video and say, hey, to be entered into a drawing for a gift card, say pizza down below. And then when they say pizza, it automatically sends them a chat, and now we get into a conversation with them. And now once they've engaged with us once, next time we're gonna post a video, we can go out there and say, hey, anybody who engaged with us and said pizza, automatically send them a message and let them know we released a new video. Some really cool stuff you can do with chatbots. Canva's great for making graphics, for making those quote cards that we talked about. Cut Story is a cool one, so you could take like your 5-minute long AD video and you could cut it into 5 separate 1-minute videos and put it on Instagram really quickly. So it's a real quick way to cut up one long video into short videos because Instagram will only let you upload a minute at a time. And last up is TubeBuddy. So if you guys are gonna dive in head first on YouTube, TubeBuddy is absolutely the go-to technology out there to really crush it. A year ago, we maybe had 100 people subscribe to us on YouTube. Now we're getting 100 people a month subscribing to us, and it primarily is due to TubeBuddy. So hopefully you guys got some value out of it. If you guys want to learn more about this stuff, just go to our, we have a group on Facebook called The Whissel Way. You guys can join that. You can ask questions. If you have questions, ask them on there. And then Brian can help out because he understands half that shit way better than I do. So hopefully you guys got some value out of it today. We'll hang around. We're doing some Q&A later. I appreciate it, guys.